Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of SlowCustoms, and today's episode will be on LNER Toby and Adams. I'll do LNER Toby first, as he's pretty simple. If this kind of Toby looks unfamiliar to you, then you probably haven't seen the Railway Series story, but I think it's the Railway Series story that pretty much introduces Toby, I think. I'm not too caught up with the Railway Series. I'm still in the process of reading it because I finally have the book, or the complete collection. So anyway, there is an illustration. There's actually kind of a few where Toby is dressed up in the LNER tramway livery, I think it's called. I figured I'd make LNER Toby because it would have been the simplest and because I had a Toby on me. Now, I did debate whether making this Toby a Railway Series accurate Toby, as I would like to do in the future with all the other engines, but I want to do my Railway Series engines in one batch and just kind of get them all done together, just to kind of keep them contained into one video or something like that. Anyway, so I decided to make LNER Toby. We'll get into it now. Like I said, LNER Toby is pretty simple. All it is just a 2003 Toby with painted side plates and a painted roof. I didn't do the underside because you wouldn't see that much. So the the side plates are just the standard black that I use for all of my engines. Now that black that I use isn't like metal black, but it's just black enough to where it would look like a matted black version, not shiny and all that. So that's just going around his side plates with LNER written on the side. This side is a lot cleaner with the LNER on the side because I kind of paid more attention to that side than this side because you can kind of see it on the end there. So anyway, you won't see this side much. So we'll do this side before the front and back. So the side is pretty much the same besides the number that is covered up. All I had to do to achieve that was take a picture of the Toby that is used here and digitally edit a portion of him in, I believe, like Google Drawings, where I just match the lines and match the color to where it would cover up the 7 on the side. Because I had tried painting over it, but I just couldn't get a right brown for this kind of color. So anyway, it looks off on camera because when I had printed it, it printed lighter because apparently my printer was out of ink in one spot, it was running out of ink, so it printed some sections lighter, but off camera, it's like first glance, you won't notice it, which I think is nice. Other detail to the side was just simple weathering. Just took my brush dry and dipped it in a small bit of paint and wiped the excess off to get a not so liquidy paint, but also not dry. It's like the in-between to where it would still stick, but it would dry pretty much instantly. So that's how I did the weathering for Toby. I thought about covering up the handlebars, but I decided against it because I'd have to paint this whole thing black, which would look weird, so I don't know, I think he looks nice with the rods. I'm covering up the magnet here just because it's kind of shiny and silvery and it's very visible. You can see pretty much everything out of it. So I'm just going to cover that. Don't need a face reveal yet. Anyway, for the front, I just weathered again, and I weathered the face down. Or not down, but I weathered the face to give it a grimy look, like the trams were on the LNER harbors and stuff like that. So, pretty simple. I had to wipe some of it off just because it got a little much. But yeah, anyway, that's that side. This side, pretty much the same. Oop, I hooked onto Adams by accident. Anyway, I went a little heavier on this side than I probably should have. But like I said, you won't be seeing this side much. So yeah, anyway. Here's the back. Probably saw a lot of that, but oh well. Here's the back. Light weathering just because I didn't feel like it and I kind of ran out of paint, so whoops. Yeah, anyway. The roof is the same black as the side plates. Pretty obvious. So yeah. Honestly, a really simple custom. Not much to it. Yeah, anyway. Next, we'll go on to atoms. Now, I have mentioned atoms in, I believe, 1 or 2 streams, where I came up with a series called Ask Atoms. It's where you guys send in a question, and each video I will answer it. I'll send out a question video where you can send in a question, and I can pick one for the next Ask Atoms thing, so anyway, I'll explain more in that said video, so stay tuned for that. Anyway, here's Adams, and if you don't know who he is, Adams is a real-life engine, I believe not by the same name, that was mentioned in the book Stepney the Bluebell Engine. He's only featured in one illustration with, I believe, Cromford. Yeah, I believe it is in the same illustration as Cromford in the book, and he was pretty much never seen again. But I decided to make Adams because I really like the look of him. Like, he's a fun engine, and he's actually one of my top favorite locomotives. It's just a fun design for a steam engine, so yeah, anyway. Now, I believe in my Weird Boys customs with Long Salty and that weird-looking Thomas thing, that I had said that the Thomas body that I used would be perfect for an Adams custom, and I was kind of right. I'll turn him to the side. I was right in I was right in the, like, overall cab and bunker shape, but not in the boiler shape. The boiler on the original model was just way too big for Adams, so I had to completely cut it off, which was easy because it was kind of a cheap wooden engine, so not a lot of stuff holding it together. So that was nice. So I just took that off, and I completely scratch-built another boiler. And this included another one of those pins that I used for, I believe, Trojan. And I just wrapped it in a thing of cardboard to give it a little more girth or whatever, thickness to it. Anyway. So that was completely scratch-built, same with the funnel, dome, and safety valve. The dome is just a pencil eraser that was cut off and just glued on, and the funnel is I believe, dowel. I can't remember if I used a dowel or not, but it's a small dowel just glued on. And the safety valve on the back is just a Lego 1x1 round knob piece. I don't know the official part name for it, but it's Lego, so yeah. The next thing, Lego, is the smokebox door. So I use a lot of the smokebox door Lego dish pieces for smokebox doors because it's rounded and it looks good. Anyway, I'll get onto the color before the rest of the body, which I probably just left off on, but anyway. The color for Adams is a completely hand-mixed color. I believe there's another color similar to this, but this was completely mixed and tried and trued and all that, so it took a while to get the exact color of Adams, and even with this, it's a little lighter than the actual Adams engine, so whoops, but I kind of like it. Anyway, the lining is simple white with black. I did the black first as to get kind of a feel where the white lining would go, especially on the side tanks, this part and the bunker there. And then I just went around it with white. Pretty simple. The cab cutout, or doorway, was originally black, but I had realized that the black lining kind of went over and above the cab. I don't have my pointer with me, but anyway, so I just repainted the entire cab cutout section with a gray. I believe it's the same gray that I use on my black locomotives to give them windows, so pretty simple. I'll go back to the front part here. The handrails for Adams are just toothpicks cut down to size and glued on. Oh, and these chassis that I used for Adams came from Thane, actually. They were the only bogie wheels that I had that was small enough, and I decided to give Thane a bit of a bigger wheel assemblies, so it kind of worked out. Yeah, anyway. Speaking of side tanks, the side tanks have his number 488. As you can see, there is a big gray mark there. That's because I was being an idiot, and I was trying to pick him up with painted hands that I didn't realize were painted. So that little splotch is going to bug me for the rest of my life that I have him. So, ugh. Anyway, this side is much cleaner. I'll just take... God damn it. The connection is just a screw into the hole for the bogie. Anyway, this side is much nicer. Also, the side tanks are scratch built. Really simple. Same with the sand blocks. Well, those aren't scratch built. Those are just Lego pieces cut down. So, yeah. Anyway, I've kind of talked about this guy's front way too long, so we'll move on to the back. You know what, we're just gonna take him off the front wheels and move those away. Yeah. Anyway. This back bogie also doesn't swivel because I glued it on because I couldn't get a good connection with the swivel piece in the bogie, so I just decided to glue it on. But it still does go around corners, which is nice. So, anyway. Back to the bunker. The bunker is really simple. I actually had to cut down the original one a bit. That's why if you look above with Adams, it's a little lopsided, just because I was kind of trying to just do it quickly, which you probably shouldn't do with custom making. Always take your time with it, but I'm happy with it. It looks nice. Anyway, the lining continues all the way around it. I thought about adding a pillar lining there, but I decided this looked a bit nicer. So yeah. The coal for Adams is a, I believe, Henry coal piece, a 2000 Henry coal piece that I took off the tender and just cut down because it was a bit long. Yeah. Anyway. Little details now. It's just red running boards on the front and the back. Really simple. The lining for the boiler, it technically should be white, black, white in the line stripe thing. But I just decided to go with a solid white because I didn't feel like trying to put black in the middle of the white when this custom color is just, it's a custom color. So I just decided just to go with white. He also does have a, I believe, brass boiler band near the, that separates the boiler from the smoke box. So I added that with the yellow, black roof, obviously. So, yeah. Overall, really simple. Or, not simple, but overall really nice. Also, I did use what was left of the green for the wheels here, so yeah. I did also mark him Adams, so yeah. Anyway, I've kind of rambled all out, or I've rambled a lot longer than I should have on this guy, but anyway, I'll move them back to their original positions. So yeah, expect a new series coming with Adams, with Ask Adams. Don't submit questions to this video. They won't get considered for the Ask Adam series, so if you have a question, wait for that video to come out. So yeah, anyway. I hope you guys enjoyed this Slow Customs, and sorry for the wait. I just kind of haven't been motivated to do it, so anyway. I hope you guys enjoyed these, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.